Klaus Wagner is here for Ask a Cop. We've already gotten to a lot of different questions, but I think we want to focus on right now is distracted driving. Because, Jay, you were saying you saw an article.
Yeah, according to the info I have, in 2019, first conviction for distracted driving will result in an automatic 3-day suspension.
Driver's license suspension.
Yes, you won't be able to drive anywhere. You'll be texting and sitting at the bus stop.
That's right.
That's
where you belong.
That's what the goal is. But just to let you know, people don't read letters that they receive.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's one of my biggest things, because when the MTO will send them a letter saying, they're going to say the first paragraph's going to talk basically about them, have been charged and being convicted of this offense. The second one said that the first time first conviction, it's a 3-day. On the second, it's 7 days. On the third time, it's going to be a 30-day suspension. The third one is going to say what they're supposed to do, either come to their local Service Ontario and hand in their driver's license or whatever, and it'll talk sometimes about that. And people don't do that part, so the 3 days never starts because they don't hand their license in, so they're considered unlicensed.
Wow.
Sometimes for a while. We stop those times, especially young drivers. That happens to young drivers all the time because they don't read. Right by the time the second paragraph is finished, Snapchat starts or something, and they just forget where they are.
I'm on the gram already.
But we all know distracted driving is it's the phones, right? It's the phones, but it's a blanket rule for other things.
Yeah, so there's three main ones. It's cell phones, and it's just putting it in your hand. As soon as it's in your hand, like I say, if it's for men, it's like a clicker. They got to keep it in their hand even though they're not using it. For women, it's to check whatever, but it's also GPS units if you're using the GPS unit. So what that means is you're typing in the coordinates or the new street. You're not just touching it to go home or whatever. Anything you touch, if your phone's in a thing and you just touch it to talk, you're okay as soon as you put it in your hand. And then any entertainment device, and that's what I'm hearing. You're seeing a lot more charges where people are putting their phones in little cradles, and it's bumper to bumper traffic. So they're watching Netflix, they're watching a movie, they're watching.
I've seen it.
You know what I mean?
Can't do that. That's the other thing.
You can't do that.
It's not in your hand.
But you're now streaming something that is being sent to you like a TV set. That's why when you think of TV sets in cars or movies, where are they? They're always in the behind the driver's position.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where it's legal. The only time you can have one in front of you is where it's a backup camera, but it's not a TV receiving, or you're not playing a movie or anything.
Could I hire an unemployed musician to play in my passenger seat while I'm in traffic? Is that?
I think that's fine.
For sure.
That's fine.
It's totally fine. What about food and drink?
Okay, so I know that the article Jay was reading was talking about that. Unless they change it, and I have not received anything on my desk, and it's only 2 months away. We would have. I received the suspension thing. That was last May I received that stuff.
Okay.
So the distracted, anything on top of that would be under careless driving. So if you're driving and you're doing anything without due care and attention while you're driving on the road, so like I always say, putting up makeup, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, shaving, and your car is driving all over the place, that's when we could charge you with that. I'm not saying we will. We could charge you with that.
So, I can eat a
one.
bagel, but a piping hot clam chowder, which would require 2 hands and maybe.
From my understanding, I can eat my poutine as long as I keep her between the lines.
That's not
correct.
You might.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
okay.
I will say, I can't say definitely, right? Like every officer deals with things differently. If they saw you doing that, they might say, that's enough. You were kind of, your head was down. You weren't putting your attention to what you're driving. You're talking to the wrong person because, like I've always said to you, I'm also the driving instructor at the station for the police in Hamilton. And drive the car. No matter how much car companies are making cars mobile living rooms with all the lights and all the bells and whistles and keeping you this distance from here and keeping the sign, you still have to operate the vehicle. Just because the signal over here tells you that there's somebody on your right, you should still do a shoulder check before you change lanes, because it's only saying there's somebody there. Are they right beside you? Are they just behind you? Are you going to cut them off? People still need to understand you still have to drive the car. Even autonomous vehicles, out here we have a couple of companies just over here by you. They still have an operator behind the hub. You still need someone to do it, and that.
I'm going to trade in my artisanal cheese wheel and pay full attention when I'm behind the wheel from now on. Because I like
No
to just
crock
carve
pot
cheese.
cooking.
I like just to carve a cheese.
He cooks in a crock pot, Claus, while he's
Back
driving.
when I used to work in construction, I keep a crock pot in the car, plug it into the outlet. I do a little meal prep in traffic. Put some carrots in there.
Meal prep in traffic.
Lunch would happen. Guess what I got? Hot chowder.
Okay.
Well, I tell you, I remember people, they used to complain that we were always at Tim Hortons, right? Cops are always at Tim Hortons and Tim Hortons. So I tried one summer to drive around with a coffee maker in my wheel well.
There we go.
It spills, so I thought to myself, it's just safer to go to the drive-thru at Tim's.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Claus, for coming in and bringing some sense to this show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just quickly, we're supposed to be getting a proper snowfall tonight. We had one a couple of days ago. Just to let you know, just a couple of days ago, we had over 30 collisions.
Wow.
And it doesn't sound like a lot, but that is a lot. Those are ones we respond to, ones that get sent in. And really, some of them,
Yeah.
it was slippery when I came up to the stop sign, officer. I didn't realize it was snowing.
Yeah, snow slippery.
You know it's slippery before that. So you have to adjust your driving. As soon as you feel that, you can't dismiss your brain. Your brain is saying, hey, it's a little slippery out here. Don't dismiss that information your brain is going. As I always say, think about if we were still in the food chain. Could you imagine we were still in the food chain, waking up in the morning, walking out your front door going, what a gorgeous, oh my goodness!
I'd eat a few people driving Toyota Corollas real slow in the right lane if we were still in the food chain. Get out of your car, it's mine now. Hum.
We will be safe. Thanks, Claus.
Thank you.
Music on the way from Mumford & Sons and Zeppelin.
Y108 Skyview.